Where's the Friday one? There we go.
You should read your Bible, sirs. You'll find all types of weird shit in there.
Hey, want to have a rousing discussion about truth, honor, patriotism?
No, not you. Not you. Your organization's terrible. Quiet. I'm not going to give you a question. You are fake news.
How about new, you crazy Dutch bastard?
You ever been mindfucked before?
You are fake news.
Be on a mirror.
The media said what?
Let's see what these deep state characters are up to.
Now you see that evil will always triumph, because good is dumb.
It's Exorcism Day.
We wish you a Merry Exorcism. We wish you a Merry Exorcism. We wish you a Merry Exorcism.
On the eve of Christmas Eve.
On Christmas Eve.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like when we do the show like this. This has to be this way. There we go. Now, I don't like. It's hard for me to get. What was that Costanza line? I can't go right. I can't go right.
I can't go right. Yes.
Hi, Lindsay.
Hey, Dutch. What's up?
Happy Kwanzaa, Christmas, New Year's.
It's Festivus.
Hanukkah, Festivus, and Italian Meatball Day.
What's Italian Meatball Day?
I don't know. I just made it up. It's a thing.
Oh, I was like, I didn't know about that one.
We're on the left. We can make up whatever we want, and we're Happy Woke Day.
Oh,
yeah.
I didn't know. What's that?
Again, I just made it up. Like right now.
I love that.
It's a thing. From now on, December 23rd is Happy Woke Day.
Happy Woke Day. Where you just refuse to say Merry Christmas just to piss off the conservatives.
Let's talk about that for a second before I am executed on screen. My heart.
Yeah, we get the devil out of you.
She's making the incision here, I think.
It's going to be very Temple of Doom, just like beep, bump, 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 and it's going to catch on fire.
And as most of you can see, Lindsay is in her. Oh, wow! Just start fast. Yes, we do. Yes, we will. We will start fast. Lindsay's in her goth gear. She's ready to go.
Ready for an exorcism.
This is perfect. The red lipstick too is creeping me the fuck out.
I'm not messing around.
Like the red lipstick with all black on, I have genuine fear. So
hopefully, so will the devil.
Well,
or he'll want to come chat either way.
Here's the good thing. Whether you believe in the devil or don't believe in the devil, there's a 100% chance I will have no devils in me at the end of the show. Because if you don't believe in the devil, he was never there. And if you do, he'll be gone.
Exactly. And so then you can ask your son to stop playing that song over and over and over. And if your wife says that's the devil, and you can be like, actually, we know that's not the devil in me.
Right. So for context,
it's a win-win for everyone.
For context, for those who weren't here last week, I was complaining that my son likes to play a particular song before bed. He'll say, Alexa, play Rest on Us, right? And it's a song. I don't know who sings Rest on Us. I probably should at least mention that. Who sings this song? Rest on Us song. This is by Maverick City Music.
That sounds
I
made up.
guess Maverick City Music. It looks like. Yeah, featuring Brandon Lake and Enoya Abiole. Maverick City Music. Anyway, so that's the that's who's saying, or it might be Tribal. Actually, I think it's Tribal is the name of the group. Tribl. Anyway. So that's the song, right? So my son likes he likes to listen to the song. Excuse me, that's a double trying to get out.
Yeah, exactly.
Before,
See?
before bed. And I had mentioned to Lindsay last week, I was like, I am starting to lose it with this song. Not specifically because it's a Christian song, but because it's been 3 months of the same song over and over again.
Over and over.
And I'm like, I don't think I can take it anymore. Can we get a different song?
Yeah.
And if I complain too much, the wife is going to tell me that I'm triggered because it's a Christian song. Mm-hmm. And that if it were like Beyonce, I would not be triggered. So the truth of the matter is I'd be triggered by Beyonce too. The Beehive might come for me now. Our days are numbered.
Any popularity we were going to get with the devil, you just upset the Beehive. So
yes, so Beehive and K-Hive, you don't want to piss off the two.
100%. I'm going to need you to walk up that wall. So
but look, there is no exorcism from the Beehive. It's just
no, that's what I'm saying. We're going to need the devil to counteract the power of the Beehive.
The Beehive they come and it's like in the cartoons where you have the guy and the bugs come down and then they leave and there's a skeleton. That's how they roll. So I had mentioned that and Lindsay said what she said, so that she's going to do that.
Let's just do an exorcism. So then your wife can't use that excuse, because either the devil will be gone if the devil was in you, or we can be like, actually the devil wasn't there. It's just annoying.
Right. I'm going to win either way.
Mm-hmm.
I'm also going to lose either way, I think.
Toe Queen of Hell. That's what I'm going for.
Yep, she's the Toe Queen of Hell, all right.
My lips match my toes, so I just can't show them to you.
No, but he can imagine.
You can imagine. Yeah,
you can imagine it. Tons of mice. I'm sure you'll. You're a smart guy. I'm gonna stay out of that one. Anyway,
I was gonna say don't keep talking.
I'm gonna stay out of that one. But so what's been going on in your? We're not gonna do that yet.
Yeah, no. Let's wait till like 9 when we
you
normally would meet. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're not gonna lead with the exorcism. We gotta build suspense.
That's on page 4. Okay. Page 4 will shock you. Hit next slide.
I was gonna say, wait till the end.
Yeah.
Like this.
I love where it says hit next slide, but then you accidentally hit the ad right below it.
I know, and then you have to start over.
You'll never believe what Kevin Costner's daughter looks like today. I didn't know Kevin Costner had a daughter, but this should be interesting.
Now I'm going to click through 15 slides to see.
When I could just change the window and say, Google Kevin Costner's daughter, but we don't.
No, we don't. No.
Because humans are stupid. All right. So we'll get to that. Real quick, though, I want to go over one quick thing, and then I'm sure Lindsay will have a bunch of stuff. And last week I kind of usurped the show, so I'm going to let her have most of the show today. But the one quick thing I did want to share with you guys is just real quick about this omnibus bill. And we have caught. You're never going to believe this, but we have caught.
I'm ready to be shocked.
We have caught Charlie Kirk in a lie.
No,
I know it's hard to believe because
that
he's such an honest Christian.
Happens.
He's so honest. I mean, I don't know.
Let's bring in our panel. Charlie Kirk, the founder of Turning Point
First of all,
USA, and Tommy Lahren is a Fox News contributor.
Okay, first of all, this is similar to our show. Except
super similar.
Yeah, like the weird looking guy and the blonde girl.
Except for
However,
she really is from hell. So
both of them are. They both need exorcisms. However,
facts.
I'm just going to say one thing, and that I led with similar to our show. For those who try to point that out in a second,
Okay.
I would imagine that Charlie is over the moon right now being on stream with Tommy Lahren. Like, he's been waiting for his first kiss for a very long time, saving himself. And I would imagine that he is very excited to hit on Tommy Lahren at the end of the show. Like, I doubt he would do it on stream, but off stream for certain. There's a dinner invite coming or something. Would you agree?
I would even think on screen he'll be like, Tommy, it's so nice to be next to you. I just am honored. I'm a big fan of your work. And she'll be like, okay. And then 100% he'll be like, if you wanted to come to Turning Point USA, I could give you a private tour. That 100% happened.
Yeah, I guarantee it. He threw Candace Owens out, and then she landed squarely in the lap of Ben Shapiro. But so we caught Charlie in a lie here on his date. We'll call it date night with Tommy Lahren. Let's listen to see what they have to say.
Oh no.
Okay, guys, I got to tell you, first of all, we've got this 4,000-page omnibus bill, Charlie, and I'll start with you, that nobody has time to read. Nobody. I don't care whatever speed reading course you took. And it doesn't have to be that way. There was no reason they couldn't get to it in October when, it should be done.
Yeah, or just pass a continuing resolution and let the new Republican House sort this out, because they've a
quick thought there. Would the Republican Congress, lame duck Congress, ever in a million years say, let's let the incoming Democrats do this?
No. And Trump proposed the biggest budget ever. And they're like, well, but he didn't want to. He had to. And he had to leave his mark. They always have excuses for why they don't want Democrats to do the exact same thing that they do.
Dems are immoral for doing what Republicans do in broad daylight. Yeah, you're right. So for the first time ever, Judge Jeanne Pirro was correct. 4,400 pages is fucking long. Ain't nobody reading that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, there's no way anybody can read it.
Yeah. I ain't reading that shit. I did go through pieces of it. I read some op-eds from both sides on it. And let's just say this real quick. About 850 billion of the 1.7 trillion is towards defense.
As per usual.
You don't say. But they're going to bitch about 40 billion of it or whatever that number is, that's going to Ukraine. Because he has no problem with Putin, of course.
As a loan. And they always fail to mention that it's going as a loan.
As a loan. Now, whether or not they'll pay it back is up for debate, but nonetheless, you guys got to forgive me. The devil is trying to get out of me today.
I know. It's going to be a struggle. You be strong.
He's fearing right now. But let's see what else they have to say.
Mandate from the American people to stop this overspending, stop this inflation. No, of course not. So they basically robbed the first 9 months of the new Republican House majority to September of next year. And you touched on some of the waste, Judge, but it just gets even.
Real quick, hold on.
I know.
I'm sorry.
Gonna play my tiny violin.
Worse from that. I mean, it's LGBTQ learning centers. I mean, it's museum funding. It's unbelievable, not to mention the money to Ukraine.
Is Ben Stiller working at that museum?
For kids who don't read good and want to learn how to do other stuff good too.
You went to the wrong movie, but that's even better.
Oh, right. Okay.
I was going to Night at the Museum, and you went to Zoolander.
I went to Zoolander. Well,
yeah,
I don't know what that says about us.
No, that's. Hey, I like the Zoolander. it's the Joe Biden Museum for drag queens who read good.
Who read good to kids. It's going to
Yeah.
need to be at least 5 times as big.
Yeah, but Joe Biden, by the way, read to kids today, and it might come as a shock to those on the right, but he did not do so in drag. It was shocking.
It's almost impossible. I love how his like big scary thing is he's like LGBTQ centers. So what, like probably like centers for like what? He doesn't even specify, like counseling centers or what? And museums. No, not more museums.
No, not more museums. Forget the useful arts. You're right, Constance. They most you're not wrong. This is a great screen to have paused Charlie on, though. Like I could not have picked a better second where he's like whistling. He's got the Trump face, and I love his hair. Like his hair is just combed like a dork. He's
His
a total
eyes are
dork.
very, very close together, like cartoonishly close together.
He's got the world's most punchable face, except for Owen Wilson.
There's
Owen Wilson's face is super punchable.
It is. No, there's somebody in Idaho politics who's even more punchable. Brandon Durst. I'll show you. Charlie Kirk also, but Brandon Durst, just incredibly punchable faces.
Yes. And I think Owen Wilson's been punched in the face.
I say yes.
Straighten out. Yes. Yes. Every time he straightens his nose out, somebody else just.
It happens again.
Poor Owen Wilson. Anyway, Charlie, I think your face is frozen.
While our own country is invaded, what is astonishing, though, and what is unacceptable is that 17 Republicans decided to vote for this. Why do we need Democrats when Republicans are going to go vote to add $1 trillion to the federal deficit? This is one of the reasons why so many people in the Georgia runoff, for example, Herschel Walker and Republican sides, you know what? I'm not going to go vote. What's the difference? And honestly,
okay, just real quick. We're not to the point where he caught him in the lie. Well, he's bullshitting, but I seem to remember Trump shutting down the government for, what was it, 45 days? And them blaming Democrats for not coming to the table. Now it's the opposite. Can you explain this to me? I'm confused.
It's called a double standard Dutch.
Wouldn't that be like being a hypocrite?
It is very much like that, yes. That's a great example.
So they'll probably call him out on that. I mean, this is a legitimate news network, right?
No, absolutely not. No, they love it. They love it when they do it. They just hate it when anybody else does.
Yeah, and thank you for pointing that out, Dino, our host on Tuesdays of Breaking Barriers. Since when did they care about the fucking deficit?
Oh no, the minute they're in charge, it's no holds barred. Like, deficit doesn't matter. We have to defend our country. We have to pass these things to protect people. And then the minute they're out of power, it's like, oh, look at all this debt. We almost don't have a country anymore.
Right. And it should be noted, like I said, that over half of this goes to military spending. Now the Ukraine part is included in that. But the devil, get down. But that was more than what Biden asked for, and the Democrats in Congress still approved it. So you won't hear a narrative about how we're not like defending our country or something like that, because they've invested heavily in like cybersecurity and stuff, things that you actually, I think that's the one place that I'm all for investment in when it comes to military. Cybersecurity, for sure. Like, we don't want people hacking into our defense system. So yeah, I'm down with that, right?
You'll still hear it though. Like, they're all hyped up on banning TikTok because that's the greatest threat to our country right now.
People who have punched Owen Wilson in the face are Alec Frost and Ed Helms.
Thank you.
I think the list is a lot longer than that. And tons of mice.
The message from Mitch McConnell that the Republicans sent is there is no difference. We're going to spend money, borrow, inflation, no worries. We're going to say We don't care about your values, and we certainly don't care about our voters.
Well, certainly Mitch McConnell could have done a lot more. But Tommy, let me ask you this. We've already given Ukraine $65 billion. We're giving them another $45 billion. Yeah, you know, I'm assuming this is going to pass the House. The president could assign it. $2 billion for the Patriot system. And then they got 87,000 new IRS agents to nickel and dime Americans to death. And we're letting millions in the southern border that we don't have the money to take care of. What is going on in this country?
Tell us, Tommy.
If you look at the spending bill now and you think it's bad, wait until we have 20 million plus illegals in this country, and then it's really going to be sore. But I don't know how, as Charlie said, they're going to sell this to the American people. As you played, there are Americans right now that are struggling to put food on the table, certainly to get gifts for their children, to pay these gas prices, struggling with inflation, a worker shortage, a supply chain crisis. And now you've got these people that are so cozy sitting in Washington, D.C., selling us down the river. And, you know, the media touts this as some kind of a win for both sides, as a bipartisan victory. It's not. And quite frankly, it's more embarrassing, as Charlie said, for us Republicans, because every time we vote these people into office thinking that they're not going to betray us, thinking that they're not going to sell us down the river, and every single time they do it. So it's time for every single one of those Republicans that voted for this, and there are some of that list that quite frankly surprised me. It's time to show them that they will be challenged for this. They should be primaried and they should be challenged, because this cannot continue. We expect this from Democrats. We expect federal buildings named after Nancy Pelosi and Michelle Obama trails from the left. We don't expect this from Republicans. And
all right. Again, we haven't gotten to the blatant lie yet. But just real quick. She's so full of shit that her mouth is turning brown in front of us. Fascist Barbie. The right is up in arms about immigrants pouring across the border. Are you familiar with Title 42, Lindsay? That's coming. That just came to. I didn't look at the news today. Today was the last day for it. Are you familiar with the Title 42 legislation?
No, I'm actually not. No.
Okay, so let me educate some people on Title 42. So Title 42 basically usurps Section 8 of our immigration code, or Title 8, right? So yeah. Title 42 was implemented. I talked about this on my stream last night. Title 42 was implemented by the Trump administration early COVID, like the first 90 days of COVID, because Trump talked since he got in office in 2017 about, you know, trying to keep immigration from countries with people with brown skin lower. Like he wants to mitigate immigration. He tried multiple Muslim bans, talked about caravans, etc. So early COVID, he used COVID as an excuse to do this and established Title 42. Title 42 is a Trump policy. Okay, they'll never tell you that. Now it was implemented under the guise of COVID as, oh, we have to keep the virus out, right? Now, of course, most Republicans don't believe that there is a virus, or that it's not a big deal. So now when Title 42 is about to end, they want it to continue. I thought it was a COVID policy. Apparently not. Now they just want it in general. So they proved themselves to be full of shit. But here is the thing. Title 42, usually when someone is caught going across the border, they are brought in front of an immigration judge by ICE. They are documented as doing so. And then most of the time they'll be charged with a misdemeanor. Sometimes under certain circumstances, they'll get an asylum hearing. And it's all about getting to that asylum hearing, right? So then, and if they don't get the asylum hearing, then they get sent back to wherever they are from, right? And with a charge, they'll spend a small amount of time in jail. It's a misdemeanor. It's not much, a couple of days, but nonetheless, then you have different infractions to it with increasing penalties as you continue to violate Title 8. Now, I'm saying this off the top of my head. Correct me in the chat if I get any of this slightly wrong, but Title 42 gives ICE the authority to skip asylum and return them directly to from whence they came.
Okay.
Except because they're not giving them an asylum hearing, Title 42 forgoes the criminal conviction, the misdemeanor. So what people are doing is they're going across the border, getting caught, getting sent back, and because there was no penalty, then they go again,
They just cross
and they
again.
figure after the 7th or 8th try, since there's no penalty, they'll continue to do so. So
Mhm.
this was caused by Donald Trump.
Yeah. By the policy for COVID, which they don't believe is real.
Which never had anything to do with COVID in the first place.
Yeah.
Thank you for proving us correct. But there is a quick nutshell on Title 42 in case anybody brings it up. Well, how come you don't agree with them canceling Title 42? No, and neither should you.
Yeah.
Because if someone is habitually trying to get into the country and you don't want them here, Republican, you should be in favor of
Title 8.
having them have that charge. Right. On my end, it's that I want people to have an asylum hearing, but we have different reasons.
And actually immigration lawyers and actually due process and yeah.
Righty Rudy. Okay, let's see if I can get to Charlie's lie.
And it's about time we send that message loud and clear.
Well, you know what, Charlie, when you talk about Mitch McConnell, you know, he's been there for many,
skip ahead
many
a
years.
sec.
Comes to really fighting, you've got, but
yeah, I don't want to listen to any more
for
than I have
to get this done. And, you know,
Shut up, Jeannie.
Shouldn't there be oversight over this money?
Quiet.
No, how about an audit of those funds? I mean, Senator Josh Hawley told me on my podcast that we are now doing direct wire transfers to the Ukrainian treasury. That's a big revelation. Maybe we should start to look into that. I mean, not to mention the question of does our own territorial integrity and sovereignty as a nation matter more than that of a foreign country? A couple of things about this omnibus bill. It says that none of this money can be used for our own border security. It says that in the bill. Not to mention it goes to help border security for Tunisia, for Pakistan, and for Oman and Lebanon.
Okay, that's enough. That's all I have. That's all I wanted to show. Charlie Kirk just lied to you.
Shocker.
It does not say in the bill what his quote was. His quote was, actually, let's make sure that I'm not, I don't want you guys to think that I am, mincing his words here. Let's let him say it one more time. Charlie, repeat yourself, you little stinker. Whoop, I missed the quote.
Oh, I prefer it on silent, actually.
Is it on silent?
I couldn't hear it. I prefer it that way. Though.
Hold on. Yeah, you probably would prefer it that way. Mm-hmm. But you know what, Lindsay? Unfortunately, you're not that lucky.
Unfortunately, I don't get what I like. Yeah.
You will. You're going to for the rest of the show. You're going to for the rest of the show. But just repeat yourself, Charlie.
Omnibus bill. It says that none of this money can be used for our own border security. It says that in the bill.
Okay. None of this money can be used for our own border security. It says that in the bill. Fox News viewers are going to eat that up and say, "Oh,
yeah, of course.
How could he?" No, it doesn't say that. What it says in the bill is that there is no money appropriated to new technology for border security, which means that they can use that. They just don't want investments into like a laser night vision Mario Kart.
Yeah, like guard towers, brand new guard towers.
Right.
With like AI sensor machine guns.
Exactly. Everything that is existing is exactly the same.
Yeah. No, isn't that the same though? If we just continue to spend how we've always spent, I always say that means there's actually no money going to, like, as I continue to make my car payment every month, I say that there's actually no more money for the car. That's how money works, right? And that I actually can't spend money on the car.
Yeah. There's no, so if you tell, so if if your job tells you, Lindsay, there is no more money to give you any raise this year, that might be bad, but that doesn't mean that they're not paying you anything.
That there was no money for any nurse wages this year.
No, you're just going to work for free.
Yeah.
Yeah. So nurses are working for free. No, they're not giving you the raise. Now that's a problem too. But yes. And so Charlie, but the problem is that nobody fucking reads the bill. So like
No,
they
and
prefaced it.
the people who take Charlie Kirk seriously don't look past that. They're going to see that. They're going to see a meme on Facebook, maybe read a Reddit post about it, and then go argue with their kids about it on Christmas. And then get mad when all of their kids are like, no, God, why do you have to be this way? Just read a goddamn news article.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to read the 4,400 pages of the omnibus. I don't expect you to.
No.
You know, in fact, if you do, I
Like
think
nobody
we might have to have a
could
different
for
conversation.
nobody could for like weeks and weeks and weeks, but there are people who've talked about different parts of it. So
Mm-hmm. Yes. So,
and we
but
can
you
read
should,
that.
you can read articles on it, but not just right-wing ones. Like I'll tell you one thing. When it comes to large government spending bills, I always read Republican-centric articles because I want to find out what their claims are, what they're complaining about, and then Google those specific terms so I can find out, you know, what the real story is behind them, or search within the legislation. You know, there's a search tool in there. You can look for certain terms and see if they, and this is what I did. I searched for U.S. border, and it was right there, clear as day.
Yeah. Well, because
No new technology.
Somebody will have looked at that because there are people who specifically look at each part of the bill.
Can you imagine if it was a hardcover, Tons of Mice? Like that would be just like, my mom has this dictionary at home. It's a Webster's dictionary from like the 70s. It's literally like this thick.
Yeah.
You know, with the little tabs in there so you can go to, you can stick your finger in there and flip right to it.
Yeah, with each like letter.
Nobody can lift that much weight because the book weighs like, I used
Yeah,
to,
you have to, like,
that was my key bathroom stool when I was a kid. I'd grab that dictionary, brush my teeth.
Perfect.
You know, right. But
and
anyway,
look at where you ended up.
Yes, look where I ended up. Digging America.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
It's a
I promise,
heartwarming
Lindsay.
tale.
Lindsay's got. I'm going to let Lindsay talk about whatever she wants to for the rest of the show after this one statement. I am moving, and Lindsay and I are going to have something in common.
Where are you moving?
I am not moving to Idaho.
I wouldn't recommend it. I was going to talk you out
Lindsay,
of it. That was your plan.
Lindsay, look, I just want to preface this statement. I really like you. You're awesome. I ain't fucking moving to Idaho. I don't like you that fucking much.
No, nobody should.
I not that much.
No.
I'm going to the next worst, or possibly a worse place. We're moving to Texas.
Whoa.
I will be a Greg Walker acolyte, I suppose.
You're moving. That feeds perfectly into the story I wanted to talk about the Texas power grid.
Yeah, and I brought that up, and the wife's like, "Oh, there can't be problems with that." Yeah, yes, there is, and they're in the news all the time. You just have to pay attention.
Are you prepared to be so cold?
I am not, and though I am moving to Houston, so it's not quite as bad in Houston as it is in other places. But the good news for this show and for the Wednesday show is I'll be able to podcast an hour later, and it will be an hour earlier to everyone else.
Yay, because I'm old and I get tired.
So we will be sometime in January or February, whenever the move actually happens. We will I will probably be shifting all of our times a little bit because I can't go on until like 7:30 when the kids go to bed. And that's like, you know, right, because right now it's 7:51. We did a little bit early today.
Yeah.
So like, you know, the kids are getting ready to go to bed right now, but 7:51 will have been 2 hours ago in Texas. So that will be good.
Yes.
For podcasts, right?
I know.
So,
this is great. I'm not a night owl, so this
I don't
is
have a
fantastic
choice.
news.
I don't have a choice. But yes, it's happening. I'm painting right now. I'm doing remodeling. I'm repainting all of the doors and getting the house ready for viewing because it's going to be put on the market in like a week and a half. So it's quite the chore.
That's really stressful.
Oh yeah, I got to remodel the one bathroom, one bedroom, and I got to take, and we bought our son a trampoline for his birthday, big, huge one. I have to take that down now,
That
which I'm not
was a
looking forward to at all.
mistake.
Yes. But anyway, that way. Hello.
I hope that's a good move. Except for not having power, that will be harder.
Yeah, it won't. And like my mom's first comment to me was, oh, well, you know, that's good. You guys pay too much tax in California anyway. I was like, so yeah, we pay a lot more in like gas tax, but cigarettes are actually cheaper in California than they are some places. Although they did ban vape juice here the other day, which sucks. But like here's the thing, they don't think about this. My property taxes in California are about $2,000. The house we were looking at in Texas, $8,000.
Wait, I'm sorry. Just a second. How much are your property taxes?
I believe they're $2,100. And we have a 4-bedroom.
I'm just rethinking my life
2,200
choices.
square foot house.
My property taxes in Idaho are more.
That's not surprising. In California, we have some of the lowest property taxes in the country.
Yeah. Well, I'm just sitting here rethinking my life. So
but people don't know that, right? Because
no, because everyone's like cost of living in California is so much more. And
right.
Like to buy a house, yes. But like I would make, if I moved to California, I would make minimum 3 times as much as I'm making now. And so like I'm making peanuts here and cost of living is through the roof. Like our housing prices doubled in the past 3 years and my wages didn't go up. So when everyone says cost of living is so high there, I'm like, I would actually probably be ahead in California because phones cost the same, shoes cost the same, cars cost the same. The difference is a house.
And some things cost less because like, you know, agriculture actually cost a little bit less here. Yeah. Produce costs less here because I challenge you. Oh, okay. Like produce is cheaper here because it's grown here for the most part. Like, I mean, corn is cheaper in like Illinois, but you know, so our corn prices are high here. We don't grow corn in California, but all the local stuff, like, you know, the almonds, the berries, you know, all the type of stuff is, it's all very, very cheap
way
here.
Cheaper.
Compared to some of the other states. So
yeah,
Hot Tub Boy, you want to the masturbator. If you want to debate, you got to meet me on my channel. Follow me follow me on Twitch at Dutch Jason. And you can, when I'm streaming there, you can come on and you can debate me all you want. This is a podcast, so you know, piss into the wind. Real quick,
you're welcome to stay for the exorcism, though. You can meet
we'll have
the devil.
Yes, we're gonna have an exorcism. Stink Pump, thank you for following. I heard Trump might be banned because of anti-Japanese racism on Twitter. Should this happen, or do you think anti-Japanese speech is a form of free speech? Japanese person here. I think anti-Japanese speech would be hate speech, of course. But I'm not familiar with the example. Are you?
I haven't heard that. Did he do that, or did he do that on Truth Social? I heard about it, but I didn't hear that was on Twitter. I mean, if that qualifies as hate speech against people because of their race and country of origin, and then according to the previous Twitter rules of operation, yes, he would be banned. But I mean, free speech doesn't mean you get to do hate speech. So
free speech means you can say whatever the fuck you want to. It doesn't mean there's no consequence.
Yeah. Like the First Amendment protects you from the government. It doesn't protect you from me. So.
Right. We're not about, you know what's about canceling? The right. The right's about canceling.
Oh, yeah. They just hate when it happens to them.
Exactly.
They absolutely fall apart.
You heard, what did Tommy Lahren say in that video we just played? All these people who voted for the spending bill for the budget for this year, they should all be primaried. That's canceling. It's a form of canceling.
Yeah. Absolutely.
You know, it's anytime that you do anything that the Republicans don't like. They want to cancel you. They want to cancel trans people. They want to cancel drag queens. They want to cancel all this stuff. But then they say, "Oh, how dare you? You don't like they wanted to cancel Tim Allen because in the Santa Claus show on is it Disney Plus? He's got a new series on there in the Santa Claus you know, the movies he did. There's a new series on Disney Plus, and there was a scene in that movie where, like, you know how like you've got that joke they've done a million different cartoons where like they'll have some kids with signs and they'll spell a word, but one of them's out of place, and then they'll switch.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so they were spelling "Welcome Home Santa," but it
did
they
welcome
accidentally
home
spelled out.
Satan?
They did. They said, and the right canceled Tim Allen because they said he was propagating Satanism.
That tracks. Tool man Tim.
Of course, anti-Japanese speech is hate speech. We were put in internment camps in World War II. The question is if Trump should be free to trash us Japanese people because of our heritage. No.
I mean, the whole thing is he can say it. He does have the freedom to say it, but then he doesn't have the right to continue to be on a privately owned social media platform saying that. So he can say it, like, but that doesn't mean there aren't consequences. It doesn't mean he should continue to have a platform to say it.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So,
all right. Moving on. Lindsay, what you got?
Well, first I was going to bring up the Texas power grid because that was practically poetic. So Governor Abbott just last night was talking about how there was nothing wrong with the power grid. It was functional. They worked out the kinks from last year. It was going to be just fine. There were going to be no problems. And then this morning, 90,000 people and counting, it's just getting to be more, do not have power. And actually, counties that went for Governor Abbott over Beto have a much higher percentage of people who don't have power than the counties that went for Beto. So that's kind of like, I'm sad people are cold. And the timing was just phenomenal. So that was really, you know, just kind of special and fun. So
sorry,
anyway,
I was trying to look up the Japanese comment there. I don't see it. It didn't pop up. I was just trying to get some context for what's going on. I think I bumped the mic. I apologize. Go ahead.
So I don't know if this is just like an upside down cross because we're going to do an exorcism. So anything that gets the devil out of Dutch, that's what we're doing. So I had to pull out all the stops. All stops. Okay, so I know it's not the newest news, but we need to talk about the January 6th committee and recommending to the DOJ that a referral for Trump for criminal charges. That's pretty historic. What are your thoughts about that? You're muted.
Oh, I'm on mute. So it's historic. I don't fucking believe it. Right? Like I recommended for charges does not mean charged.
No, I don't.
Right.
I don't think he will, but I'm glad they actually did it.
I'm glad they did it too, but like it's not gonna go anywhere because the right is too good at this type of messaging. They will say, "Oh, this was partisan. It was two outgoing congressmen who aren't really Republicans. They're rhinos," and you know, and then they'll. I would love to be wrong here. Like when they raided his house, there was a big Twitter account, Jewish Ginger Resistor, who got angry with me because I was like, he was like, it's it. This is over. They raided his house. I'm like, yeah, they raided fucking Rudy Giuliani's house a year ago, and we haven't seen shit. Right? So like just because they're raiding someone doesn't mean that they're going to press charges. He's like, oh, the FBI isn't just raid for free. There's something coming. I'm like, I don't think so. I don't think they have the balls to prosecute a former president. I do think Giuliani will be charged at some point.
I think associates will get charged. Somehow Trump just like slinks away though, and it never actually happens.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I will believe charges when I see them. I think that there is plenty. You can go all the way back to the Mueller report. You can go to the January 6th committee. You know, you can go to the reasons why he was impeached the second time with Ukraine, or the first time with Ukraine, I should say. You know, you can go to the trying to manipulate ballots with the Georgia Secretary of State.
Yeah.
There's just so much that this guy has done. It's just that I think people always say that Trump is dumb. I don't agree with that. I think Trump is smart in one area, in self-preservation, and that he is smart enough to always have someone else take the fall for him. And never, and the problem with the January 6th one, though, for him is that there's a lot of evidence of him doing things himself. So it's not impossible. I just don't think they will do it. I don't think the DOJ is going to do it because they're going to get criticized for another political witch hunt, and they don't want the bad publicity. Because
do you think they've just been waiting until they have like so much that it's so completely overwhelmingly obvious that they will bring a charge that they absolutely know that they can nail him on? Even if it's not like the most serious charge, because that's the only thing that I can think of is happening right now is they're collecting everything until they have one charge they know they can just absolutely nail him to the wall for, and that will be the charge. And until then, they're just going to keep collecting.
Yeah, it's almost Capone, right? You know, where like they never charged him for anything violent. He was charged for tax evasion, right? So I think that's one of the reasons why Trump actually didn't want his financial records to get disclosed, because I'm certain that there's stuff there. I am just so jaded against all this shit these days. I just don't see it happening. I just don't. I don't think that,
because we've seen it not happen again and again and again. So
yeah, it's what we've seen.
So
I don't know who's posting in the chat these long messages.
I would say, is that real or are we being trolled? I feel like we're being trolled.
Yeah, we're being trolled. Yeah.
We got some spammers.
Tons of mice. Can you take care of that for us, please? Much appreciated.
Oh man, they all are. We've got several trolls now. Okay, so my other thought is, if they're potentially being strategic, which they aren't known for, but potentially they are, what if they're waiting until after the primary to bring charges? So that because he's announced, do you think he announced he's running defensively? They don't want to charge him because then that will look like political motivation, and they always try to pretend like there's no political motivation. And then after the primary, they'll go after him.
Yes.
Because I think that could happen. They're just waiting. He announced his run strategically so that if they charge him, he could say it was political.
Here's the caveat. I think it's clear that the Republican Party is done with this guy. The base isn't. I'm talking about the party, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. The Republican establishment is done with Trump. Like Lindsey Graham has already reverted back to like pre-primary Lindsey Graham, where he was like, oh, I'm on team Ted Cruz and Trump's a xenophobic racist. In fact, I went back on my stream last night and I was watching the Trevor Noah interview with Lindsey Graham from 2016. Like it was literally like 8 minutes straight of Lindsey Graham ripping on Donald Trump and telling people how bad he said Trump will destroy the party. Guess what, Lindsey? You were right.
Yeah, exactly. And he said we'll deserve it, and they do.
Yeah, and
on God, Lindsey.
Yep, he went to bootlicking instead.
Yeah,
him and Ted. But I do think that it could be that if he's winning, if he's polling good, which basically means DeSantis doesn't run, because I don't think DeSantis is going to run. I think DeSantis is going to wait 4 more years.
I think DeSantis might run. A lot of Republicans want him to.
They do. That's for sure. I just
They
think
really
that
do.
if that happens, and or if it doesn't happen, if DeSantis doesn't run, then you probably won't see anything at all, unless it's like a last ditch thing, in the middle of the election. But if Trump is winning in the primary, you might get like some assistance from the Republican establishment to say,
Yeah.
hey, you guys, I don't know what the fuck you guys are waiting for. You need to go in there and do this. But then, like, the Democrats be like, no, let them destroy the party, because we already know that the American people don't really want, like, there's clearly 70 million people in this country who want Trump as president. Of that 70 million, 50 million are acolytes and are in no way flippable, right?
Well, I think they are, only because I only say that because we have like the Idaho Freedom Foundation, the far right, like the absolute fascists of our state. And because Trump's nominees didn't win, they're done with him because they want to win more than they want the asshole that he just says what he's thinking. They want to win. And so even those groups are now backing away from Trump, and they're like, he wasn't good. Like, he's like the sheen has come off. He's no longer their golden goose. And so they're willing to find whatever Pied Piper can guarantee them a win, because ultimately that's what they want. They want to be in control. So yeah,
they're we are being trolled. I was just checking some of the comments there.
Yeah, you go ahead and take care of that, and I can keep.
Yeah, I totally agree with what you're saying. It's but you know what? Hey, trolls, by the way, thanks for the views. Appreciate that
so much.
If you're not trolls, I apologize, but I bet at this point
I'm pretty sure they are.
But
and even if not, it's like we're fine without them. So that's kind of what I think. My best case scenario is I hope Trump does win the nomination over DeSantis, and then they bring charges. That would really feel like it was worth it. Can you imagine the uproar and the disarray? Oh, it would be amazing. And then, like you said, a lot of the institutional Republicans would want to help them because they wouldn't want to have to deal with Trump for 4 more years.
Yeah, I mean,
I feel like we got to get. I feel like we got to get rid of some of these guys.
Yeah, but tons of mice is on that, but they can. The thing that I think is the take home point here is that Trump, whether or not it's Trump, it's going to be a Trump, right?
Yeah.
So like my thing is, I'm not 100% convinced that if we're going to have someone who is pushing Trumpism, I almost prefer that it would be Trump, because Trump is his own worst enemy.
Yeah.
Right? So,
and we know how to, like, who he is and what he's going to do. It's the devil, kind of thing.
Yeah, let me see if I can bend these chat here. Hold on one sec. Lindsay, your show for 5 minutes.
Okay, perfect. I got it. Okay, so next up on the news, I was going to talk about how the FDA has come out and very specifically and clearly said that the morning after pill, Plan B, is not an abortion pill. That is not how it works. It is not an abortion pill. A lot of people are probably thinking, like, who cares? I live in a state where this actually matters, because there are several groups in my state who actively want to get abortion pills and birth control banned. And so they have said, like, Plan B is an abortion pill. And under our abortion ban laws, they could potentially be banned. So the FDA coming out and clarifying that abortion pills, that Plan B are not abortion pills, makes them excluded from those laws. And potentially we would still have access to them. Now, we also have legislators in the state who want to ban birth control and have talked about wanting to ban birth control, Plan B, lots of types of hormonal birth control, IUDs. We had legislators who wanted to ban IUDs. And when Ammon Bundy was running for governor, he said his first act as governor was going to be banning IUDs. And his followers ate that up. 100,000 people voted for him. So there are large swaths of people in this state, and I know in other very conservative states, who want to ban birth control. Now, an issue with that is birth control isn't just to stop somebody from getting pregnant. It does do that. We love that. But people have IUDs and take birth control for a variety of medical conditions. And so taking that away, stopping people from being able to have that because of your misguided religious beliefs is insane. It's absolutely insane. Like, there are women who can only work because they have access to birth control to manage their health conditions. I mean, I have friends who they cannot get out of bed for weeks if they don't have access to birth control. And so these legislators, these hyper-Christian groups trying to ban birth control are very serious and very dangerous. I mean, we've already seen with the abortion bans, women can't get medications to manage like their autoimmune disorders. They can't get things to manage their rheumatoid arthritis because it can cause an abortion if they happen to be pregnant. So they no longer have access to those medications. So we're
is that the read around? Okay. That's the workaround on it. I got you.
Well, but the problem now, so the FDA, I know you were out, FDA said that they clarified that the morning after pill is not an abortion pill. So hopefully, because like in Idaho, there are legislators who are looking to ban it, calling it a form of abortion. So by clarifying, hopefully we can stall that or stop that or not allow that to happen. But they are also looking to ban birth control. So we might be screwed either way.
What I always try to figure out about that is that, and see, I kind of know the answer. The answer is that the Republican, I'm going to answer the question before I ask the question. But the answer is that Republicans want to control when and with whom and why you are sexually active.
Yeah.
For some reason, it matters to them whom, when, and for what reason the person next door to them is having sex. Or even, sexually adjacent behavior, right? Like they don't want, like they're out against porn, They always tie everything to pedophilia because they're like, they try to group people. Oh yeah, but don't you hate pedophilia like we do? Yeah. First of all, I don't think you actually do. I think you use it as a trigger.
Exactly.
To get people in because
no, they don't, because they hide pedophiles in their churches.
They hide
and
pedophiles
if you bring
in
it
their
up,
churches.
They're like, no, that wasn't. We don't know what you're talking about. That's so rare, except for it's not.
Yeah, and they are so quick to like let's say like okay, this is Republican hypocrisy 101. Patrisse Cullors. Anything negative that Patrisse Cullors does reflects on all of Black Lives Matter, right?
Yeah.
To the right. Like if Patrisse Cullors were to, when she bought a big house,
that big house with the money.
Yeah, that was a problem, right? Now, was Patrisse, I don't remember how that story turned out. We covered it like in the initial stages of it.
Nice.
Yeah, but the yeah, so they've been in church. But that's a good one. But like they'll attack regardless of what it is. Patrisse Cullors could get a fucking traffic ticket, right? And even though she's no longer associated with the Black Lives Matter global organization, they're still complicit in the eyes of the right for anything Patrisse Cullors does now, in her past when she was 10, or in 20 years.
Yeah.
It will always reflect negatively on the movement.
Yeah.
When it comes to priests or Cub Scout leaders or, or teachers at private schools, public schools, of course,
Yeah, they're deviants.
Yes. They're deviants who they want to arm, though.
Yeah.
Which is odd. Have you ever thought about that?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you hate America, but let's give you a gun.
Well, and they're indoctrinating students, and they're not doing a good job of it because they aren't doing great on test scores, and they're just leeches off the government and are letting kids run wild. But we should arm them.
Yeah.
It makes so much sense.
It always does. But yeah, so they're hypocrites. What else you got?
No, absolutely. Let's see. We're busting through topics. We're gonna have to get to the exorcism because I only had like 4 things.
That's all you got was 4. I thought you didn't have any last week, so I was thinking you'd have. I would give you some time. No, but you're fine. You're fine. We can
look at. I can show you the most punchable face in Idaho.
Yes, I do want to see the most punchable face in Idaho.
Let me show you. Oh my god, it's so good. And then when I tell you his story, you'll want to hit him even more. It's so. Let me see. I gotta find the perfect one. Nope, that's not the perfect one. Okay. Here we go. Okay.
Tons of mice. You are totally lost. Like
Here we go. Here we go. Okay, let's see. How do I forget how to do this?
Present.
Yep. Okay, there we go. Share screen. Okay. Oh. That won't let me. There we go. Here we go. Oh, are you guys ready? This guy. Brandon Durst.
Can you select one of those photos?
I'm trying to make this. Let me see if I can make this one big. Oh, it's just little. It's his Facebook. Here we go. Come on. Let's make it big. There he is. There he is.
That face is quite. I think the cheeks are perfect for punching.
Yeah. It truly, let's see, there's a few. He's just, nope, that's got his wife. I don't care. He is just so punchable. Oh, look at that. Look at that.
Yeah, we got that guy's punchable. I'm in. I totally sponsor the punchableness of that.
Yeah. Face. Okay, wait till I tell you about him though.
Please do.
So he used to be a Democrat, and then he moved to Washington State, tried to run for office, didn't get elected, came and moved back to Idaho, became a Republican.
Of course.
And he became far right. Like he's all the way far right. Like practically like women shouldn't vote. Like that's where we're at. There was also a big scandal where one of his kids got hit repeatedly, and charges were brought, but nothing really ever came of it.
Of course not.
So,
and we expect Trump to be charged, and we couldn't even charge
somebody. Yeah. So anyway, he is just wildly awful. I was debating with him one time on Twitter, and he was losing because he's stupid.
Oh,
and I know, so bad. So he was like, "You must be a stripper," and I was like, "That was all he had." That was
if he saw today's stream, he'd be like, "Oh, she's a goth stripper."
Yeah, stripper for the devil. Anyway, that's all he ever has. Is he's like, "You must be a whore," and I was like, "I mean, that's so. I'm not you, so I don't hit kids. So how about that? I win." Anyway, most punchable person in Idaho.
This guy's punchable too, just for the record. This is Nick Adams. He is he refers to himself as "you'll love." First, let me ask you when I show you this picture, Lindsay. I don't know if you know who Nick Adams is, but
I don't know Nick Adams.
When you see this face, when you see this guy, what's your first thought? Like, what would you say is a characteristic of Nick?
I would say he's very sexist. Like incredibly he's giving very sexist.
He is, you know how people refer to themselves as like, "I'm a patriot," you know?
Oh no.
Just so this guy's kind of one up that whole thing. He refers to himself as,
oh my God. Oh, alpha male. Yeah. Well, He doesn't really give that as much as he wants to.
No, he's there. There's nothing really alpha about this guy at
No.
all.
Mm-mm.
But he's got a
No.
very, very alpha punchable face.
Yeah.
But you can hire him on Cameo for $10.
To
I'm
do
sure.
what?
Oh, to probably wish you like a happy birthday. He put on
Okay,
there
what
the other
what
day.
does his voice sound like though?
Oh, who knows? Who cares?
I'm giving squeaky.
Yeah, he said that he bans anyone who says happy holidays. So of course we replied to him with happy Kwanzaa because we took it up a notch on him. I'm
Yeah.
sure if he's triggered by happy holidays, happy Kwanzaa must drive him
Absolutely.
up the wall.
Yeah. Merry Festivus for the rest of us.
Mm-hmm.
So.
All right, folks. I think we're here.
Are we gonna do the exorcism? Okay,
Yeah.
I'm so excited. Okay.
So for those who did not hear in the beginning or last week, I'll wrap this up. I'll button this up in about 45 seconds. My son plays a song every night. It's a Christian song. He likes it to go to bed. I'm fine with it. I've been fine with it for the last month and a half. I'm starting to get to the point where I'm tired of it. But I'm afraid to tell the wife, hey, can we force him to pick a different song? Because it's starting to drive me crazy every night. And I'm like literally working or doing this show. And that song is here. It's here, right? It's right there. And I know what she'll say. Oh, are you convicted? Is it that the Holy Spirit
Wait,
is
I'm
speaking
sorry.
to you?
I was raised Mormon. What does "are you convicted" mean?
Well, to her definition is like, oh, like she said it to me a couple times. If we sit close in church, like up close to the pastor, maybe you'll be convicted tonight. Like my presence to the pastor, my proximity to the pastor is going to mean that the Spirit is going to flow into me, and I'm gonna be like, oh, I see the error of my Democrat ways. Go Trump! Like right in the middle of church.
Okay. I can see that.
So
that.
so to put a bow on it though, she will say that it was the fact that it's a Christian song that I don't want to hear it. When, as I said earlier, I don't give a fuck if it's any, Lil Wayne, Snoop Dogg, Beyonce.
Yeah, Beyonce.
Kenny G. Who gives a shit? I don't want to hear
Billie
the same song
Eilish.
every night. I don't want to hear the same song every night. So, in order to prove that the devil is not in me, we must take the devil out of me.
Or then we just get to watch the devil leave and watch Dutch like climb a wall or super like puke with your head spinning. I know, I'm so excited, Dutch. If that doesn't happen, I'll be so disappointed. Okay. I am so ready. Are we ready?
It's nice knowing you, chat.
I know. I hope your eyes turn black. It's going to be so good. Here we go. All right. And like some ASMR too. So
yes,
I've got some holy water. So, okay. My husband.
Who blessed it?
Okay. I've got to tell you. So we were Mormon. And so my husband was ordained to the priesthood because all boys in Mormonism, when they turn 12, get the priesthood. And when they're 18, they get the super priesthood. So he got all that priesthood. So I had him bless this water.
He hasn't rescinded his ability to sell water.
Nothing changed in our lives. So if he had it, he still had it. If he didn't have it, it's still the same. So
Perpetually blessed. Okay.
Yeah. So I've got holy water here. So we're going to
Mhm.
spray it. I've got a candle. And it's a holiday candle, actually. So we can get baby Jesus in on this. So I've got the candle. Oh,
Okay.
you look like you have a question.
And give the listeners a close up of your eye.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So it's kind of weird. I don't know how to do this. But yeah, I did that. So anyway, just for effect, for funsies. So, and then I've got
And to see the devil.
I know. I told Dutch we win either way. And then I've got my black cup for ASMR and exorcism purposes. Everything is multi-purpose. So
Well, if you see us both burn alive on stream, you'll know we've been wrong all this time.
then there will be proof.
Yeah.
And it'll
You
be
might get
documented.
proof of God today.
I know. So here we go.
Hold
and
on,
then,
real quick. God,
yeah, okay.
Here's your shot. I'm giving you an open door here. Like, I'm just giving you your shot. It's
I know.
me to you, brother. All right. We're good.
Okay, here we go. Are you ready? Okay, here.
Mhm.
I was gonna say, yeah, we both burned alive. You guys saw it first.
We'll go viral. Well, see, that would be the best. Remember when we prayed a few weeks ago? We prayed for 2,000 listeners.
Uh-huh.
They'll come in as we burn, so
I
it'll
told
be
you
like
that
poetic justice.
that might be how this happens. Prayers can be answered in so many ways.
Can you see that would definitely, like, the opening story for the 700 Club tomorrow? Leftists burned to death on stream for mocking.
I'm telling you, any way this goes, we probably win.
Spare her toes. Tons of mice. You need to text me when we're done, though. I just want to make sure that you don't burn also, like, by proximity.
Yeah,
So,
well,
like, he might just burn tons just for that. I've been meaning to burn this guy for a while now.
I can just specifically be like, only just get Dutch and I. Or just Dutch. I don't know.
Just form a witch's hedge around us. Like,
yeah, I could
like
get
Scarlet
some...
Witch in Marvel.
Do you have salt? Have you had chips today? You have sodium in your blood. You're fine.
Yeah.
So, all right. So here we go.
How did you know I had chips?
I just assumed because you live in the United States and it's getting to be the holidays. Okay. All right. Here we go. All right. So Satan, Beelzebub, the devil. We are asking you to come out of Dutch for this eve of Christmas Eve. Okay, it's holy water time. Here we go. I'm gonna ASMR it. All right, you've been misted with holy water. Okay, here we go.
Okay.
Now I'm gonna do the Mormon part where I raise my arm to the square because that's symbolic. And I say, in the name of Jesus Christ, I command you, Satan, to leave Jason Dutch in peace. We can do more holy water.
Yeah, I think you need to. I think you need to try again.
Okay.
Let's not give up.
Okay, no, we'll keep doing it. Here we go.
You know,
We're
even Anthony Hopkins had to do like 12 tries in the movie.
I know, we'll keep going. Did you have to burp or cough or anything?
Huh?
There you go. Maybe Satan likes ASMR. Satan, we command you to leave Dutch. He doesn't want to have to listen to that song anymore. Smudge. 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 Satan, be gone. Oh, here, I got to do this. What was I thinking? Here we go.
Oh, now we know why it wasn't working.
Satan, be gone. Do you feel anything?
Not yet.
Your eyes didn't even turn black. Try to climb on the wall. Right
Hold
now.
on.
Try to climb on the wall.
Let me see here. Hold on a second.
Oh my God! Look, there he is!
What's happening?
The devil is behind you. Okay, Satan.
What?
Satan, leave Dutch alone. He's so sick to death of that song. Ah! Oh my God. Okay. You guys, we did it. This was a success. This was amazing. Satan. Beelzebub.
Yes.
Hey, I have so many questions.
Yes.
First of all, do you actually tempt humans? Is that a thing?
I did not do that. It was the serpent.
Okay. Love that. If Dutch doesn't like a song, is it because of you?
Yes.
Oh, Dutch, wherever you are, your wife was right. Okay, Satan, are you are you helping the Republicans?
I love to eat Republican blood. They
Okay.
work for me despite the fact that they believe they work for the Almighty God.
I mean, that makes sense because, like, they're racist and homophobic and hate the poor and the immigrant.
The poor are my favorite snack. I can eat them and no one knows they're gone.
Yeah, that's very serial killer of you.
Well, I am the Satan, you know. I mean, I can
If
turn
anybody-
into a different version of Satan if you like.
Okay, what's your favorite flavor of ice cream?
My favorite flavor of ice cream. I would say Ben and Jerry's, but they're too liberal for me. You know, and I'd like to separate myself from the liberals a little bit because you know, of course I'm behind all of this trans agenda, and you know,
Yeah.
I'm turning, as you know, I'm turning boys into girls and girls into boys.
Yes.
It takes a lot out of a devil.
We've heard of that. Okay, I got to ask, like,
I'm not done talking about my ice cream.
Gosh,
So
okay.
I like something with a little bit of spice to it, so I throw some jalapeno in there. You know, it's hard work switching gender.
Yes.
Ben and Jerry's, you know, one of any Ben and Jerry's flavor will do, but I'm partial to hunka burnin' love.
Is that what you call it? Because you add the jalapenos?
No, after I add the jalapenos, it's called disgusting. But
Okay.
you know, that's. I never said the shit tasted good. Am I allowed to swear on stream? I don't want to get canceled.
I mean, like, a little bit. Like, you got in a pretty bad rap. Do you want to, like, clarify anything? Or, like, is there anything you'd like people to know about you? Because you're kind of, you have this really bad, you don't have great PR here. So we can clear that up for you.
Well, first of all, I don't like fucking Democrats. You guys are always trying to help people. You know, at least the Republicans try to keep people down, and you know that they work on my behalf a little bit better than you guys do. It's sort of crazy to me as I'm eating the flesh of humans that they go after. I mean, these people are so stupid.
I mean, that's facts. On God, Satan.
I'm having a snack at the moment, as you can tell.
I can see that. Okay, so Satan.
Read and rap. You think I'm sexy?
Oh, you guys, I did not expect
Go in
this.
the bathroom, read and rap.
Oh no, you guys, this took a turn. I
I'll
was
be
not
waiting
prepared
in
for.
the mirror for you.
The scary movies did not prepare me for that. The Satan hookup with one of the listeners. Okay. I wasn't ready. I'm not against it though. Satan, which church is true? Like which one? Who's not going to hell?
Well, if I give that secret out, you know, I'll kind of be. It sort of defeats the whole purpose of like secret identity and whatnot. But if you must know, it's the Jehovah's Witnesses. They're 1,000% correct.
All right, so we'll
only 144,000 of them are going to heaven. The rest are all fucking fucked.
Cool. So that sounds like I'll be in hell with my favorite people. So I'm okay with that. Satan, a viewer wants to know, can we see your toes? Is it against policy to show your toes?
You know, once in a while, I will show the toes on stream. I hear it's against terms of service, and you know, I'm not one for rule breaking.
Okay, I don't know if mythical toes are against rules of service, though.
Hold on a second. Let me change form here for a quick moment. Hello, Lindsay.
Hey, Satan, you didn't change form, just your voice. Oh, here we go. Okay.
Hi.
Well,
Hello,
these toes will be against terms of service. So
I would like to see those toes.
Like Satan's toes?
Yes. I've heard my friend Tons of Mice and I, you know, all atheists are technically devil worshippers, and I spend Thursdays over at Tons of Mice's house. He makes a great fondue. And we sit
That
there.
sounds like a satanic thing to do. Cheese.
We look
Too
at
much
toes.
cheese.
You know, everyone from Wisconsin is destined for hell. Let's just call it what it is. And Tons of Mice and I.
What about
we sat there
Ohio?
together.
Ohio too.
You have no idea whose picture this is. Bill, I'll be seeing you soon.
It's
I'm
obviously
sorry,
the devil.
you were saying?
Okay, Satan, while we have you here, what is like your plan?
Please
for
call
the
me
end of-
Lucifer.
Lucifer.
Yes.
Do you have a middle name or like?
Do you find me attractive?
No.
Really, most women swoon over this form.
Most women. I'm bi and like more to the ladies. So like.
Well, good news for you, sister.
I know.
I'm
New
tri.
form?
I do dudes, I do chicks, and I do demons.
Okay, so who's your favorite out of those?
My favorite demon is Jezebel. Jezebel, after she was thrown from the castle walls and devoured by hyenas, or jackals, or whatever the fuck it was that ate her. They took a few shits, and in those shits came out the demon Jezebelina. And Jezebelina, she doesn't haunt on Halloween. She haunts on the day before Christmas. And now, these days, they have a new holiday that you Americans celebrate. It's called Woke Day. And on Woke
Happy
Day,
Woke Day.
On Woke Day, I have a special thing that I do. I make evil things like boys becoming girls and girls becoming boys and CRT seem like good things. And then all the liberals chant in the streets and talk about how it's all about social justice, when really I'm just sucking them all into the abyss of hell with me.
This is great stuff. I know. This is really good stuff. Have you thought about writing a book? I mean, like God wrote a book. Have you thought about a book?
I got news for you. I wrote that book.
Oh, you wrote that book.
Who did you think Moses really was?
I mean, so I've got bad news for you. Nobody thinks it's you.
Look, not only am I and was I Moses, I also was Charlton Heston and played myself in the fucking movie.
Oh my God. You were okay, if you wanted me to think you were hot, be Charlton Heston.
Well,
I mean, he he was racist, but I'm just saying, if you have to pick a form.
I'd like to ask you a few questions, you and your listeners.
Okay.
What do you think of my recent work with your friend Kanye?
So is the official Satan stance that mental illness is Satan?
Well, it depends on the DSV definition, because of course I wrote the DSV to fool you, because of course, look, the religious people have been saying for years, and you just don't listen. Science is the devil.
Okay. All right. So that's accurate.
The Earth is only 5,931 days, 310 minutes long.
Did you make the dinosaurs then?
Dinosaurs. Those are just my friends. They're all demons.
Okay. So you put them there to trick us.
We had a hell of an orgy about 3,000 years ago. And first of all, T-Rex touched me inappropriately. I'm not a big fan of that, much to what you may or may not believe about me. But the Lucifer is all about permission. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I need permission.
I am down. Always consent all the time.
Yes, consensual loving is Lucifer's loving. Okay. If I want to see your toes, Lindsay, I could just sneak into your house anytime I want to. Just come right through the air conditioning ventilation. And while you're sitting there on the pooper taking a poop, I'll just take those toes out. But I don't, Lindsay, because it's your consent that matters. Your consent makes it tasty.
That is That's we got to appreciate that Satan honors consent. So
I
that's
do
like
honor
that's good
consent.
news. That's really good news.
I
Okay,
asked
so
God's permission before I revolted against heaven.
oh, I mean that's news. That story didn't make it either. Okay, so we've got a question for you. Can you help Kanye make a good album? It's been a half decade since we had a good one. Thank you, Read and Rap.
I've already done songs with Kanye. My alias
Like
Jay-Z.
Recently?
Yeah, my alias Jay-Z is one of my alias. What do you think? If you say Jay-Z real fast, it rhymes with Satan.
That's not accurate.
In the original Hebrew.
I think we've got some
the
critics
original
who
Hebrew.
Okay, we've got some critics who think those albums maybe were not the best. I just, with all of your power, we could maybe have better rap. Maybe. My parents said rap was satanic, so I'm down for some better rap.
These days, I've been focusing a little bit more on country music. You see, country music is so beautiful and patriotic, and as you may know, America, of course, the land of the Lord, the new Israel, the house on the hill, the manifest destiny. All of that is, of course, true. This will be the headquarters of the army of Christ during our little chess game we have coming up in a few years. Now, you might have heard that it's going to be blood as high as your wrist. That's actually not accurate. It's just going to be taco sauce. We're having a party. Jesus and I, good pals. We hang out all the time with Marjorie Taylor Greene and AOC.
Yeah.
They're all the same. They're all the same. AOC. Listen, AOC loves poor people. She loves them.
Yes.
I love poor people too.
You just said you ate them.
Exactly. They taste fantastic on a
I see
charcuterie board.
I see
So
where you're going with that.
AOC brings me the poor to dine on nightly.
I feel like that is slander.
That's only slander if it's not true. I'm the king of lies, for God's sake.
That's true. I know. So I just don't know. It just does not feel accurate all the way. Okay, I have a question for you, like a Mormon question. Will you
Can
be
you
killing...
explain what Mormonism is? I've never been able to understand it.
Too long for an explanation. I can give you like a synopsis. There was a con man in New York in like the 1820s who said he found a gold Bible, but then he couldn't like con people into buying it. So he conned them through religion because people give money to people who form religions. And then he started marrying all of their daughters. And anyway, then they killed him. Just in a nutshell.
Actually, I raptured him. Joseph Smith and I.
You guys, I think, yeah, you guys
good
would
pals.
be. Yes. Okay, so I was just wondering, according to Mormon lore, you will be killing all of the Missourians so that the Mormons can come and take their stuff and their houses. Will you be doing that?
No. I love Missouri. The Ozark Mountains.
I don't know if anybody loves Missouri, but
listen, the Ozark Mountains, majestic. I vacation there frequently. I take all of my
Lake of the Ozarks, lovely, just kind of methy.
Well, where do you think meth? You saw the children dropping dead after Halloween from the fentanyl that I laced all of the candy with, so this is true.
I know there was a lot of that.
There's but the media won't report it because I've silenced the media. Tens of millions buried in the Ozark, but regardless,
you're very busy.
Regardless of that fact, the Ozarks are where I buried the Watcher Angels. See, and the Watchers, good friends of mine. A lot. You may know them. To circle this back to the last point, as the dinosaurs. We had a little party. They got a little handsy with me. That seems to happen a lot. I fossilized them all immediately and put them about a few feet under the ground, and you stupid humans discovered them and used this silly thing called carbon dating. You humans with your science, you make me laugh. You think you have all the answers. You think Pluto is not a planet, you morons. Pluto is actually a friend of mine. Pluto's a friend of mine. I mean, you think I don't hang out with the god of the sea? Of course I do.
I mean, I mean, he never struck me as satanic. So, okay, wait. What is your favorite board game, and why is it Dungeons and Dragons?
It's first of all, Dungeons and Dragons is a game for nerds. I am sick and tired of being associated with this game. If I want to create a game, me, the Prince of Darkness, the Lord of Hades, wanted to create a board game, it certainly would not be a bunch of nerds with pocket protectors hanging around a circle and giving themselves mundane tasks as to how to slay fictional beasts.
Okay, but you also get to make your own character and go on adventures.
My favorite game is Monopoly. It's a game of greed.
Oh.
It's a game of lust. It's a game of success and failure and all the poor people at the end of the game.
That's true. You get to eat
devoured by yours truly.
I love that. Okay. Oh, wait. All right. So Read and Rap has another great question. Satan, how are Dick Cheney and Rush Limbaugh? Can you tell them hi for me? Wait, is Dick Cheney dead? Did I miss
Tons of mice.
this?
I want to ask you a question. I see your smart ass comment in the chat. I want to ask you a question. Tons of mice. Who was around 4,000 years ago? You or me, smarty pants? You just believe what the media tells you.
I would say I think Pluto was the the Roman god of the underworld, right? Yes? No? Yes? Like maybe an ancillary god?
Pluto. That's just what I want you to think.
8th grade was a long time ago, so I don't really remember.
That's always what I want you to think.
Oh, wait. What? Okay, so wait. Oh, wait. No, we've got Satan. Dutch, Poseidon, or Neptune to the Romans was the god of the sea. Yeah, Pluto, god of the underworld. Satan.
Again,
I have some questions.
Hercules was the god of love.
Okay.
He loved me many times. Many, many times. Thor was the god of pink underpants.
I think you're probably fun at parties, huh?
Well, I hang out with my wing out.
Okay. I mean, that answered a lot. That is what I would expect from Satan. Ooh, here we go. Oh, here's a good one. Hey, Read and Rap, you are on your game. Okay, here we go. Satan, what was your inspiration behind Comcast?
I'm always trying to top my last feat. And I said to myself, Lucy, self, Morning Star, what can you do to top Fox News? So I created cable television. And this way, I get to send my message to all the good little children in the world and turn them from being good God-fearing children like we used to have in the 17 and 1800s, all these cute little brown-haired, blue-eyed children who were taught to love their neighbor and,
died of measles. Yeah.
Look, they were good people. Look how kind they were to their slaves. They were so kind to them.
Why was the Civil War fought, Satan?
The Civil War, well, of course, was slavery. What the fuck do you think I'm in?
Okay, I don't know. Like, I don't know. We've got past shelf dates. Also, like, we've got another pop quiz. Revolutionary War, though. Was it about taxation or taxation without representation? The wrong answer supports the Tea Party. The
American Revolution was fought for one reason, and one reason only. Cow poop.
I don't know if that's
in order for us to have a monopoly on cow poop, we had to take over an entire land, kick all of the heathens out of it. Of course,
I don't even think you get to say that. It's almost 2023.
And then
you can say shit, you can't say that word.
Heathens?
We're not doing that. They're indigenous people.
I kick all of the
Hashtag
indigenous.
carp.
It is National Woke Day. Okay, so in honor of
Mhm.
National Woke Day, I'll use the air quotes appropriate terminology.
Thank you.
So we kicked them all out, and now we own their land, and now cows can poop everywhere. And as you may or more or less may not know, cow poop is the key to Armageddon. The Christians think it's Jerusalem and rebuilding the third temple. No, 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 no. Once we hit that secret amount of cow poop buried beneath the beautiful prairies of the United States, I will be unleashed upon the universe.
Okay, so like electric cars and moving to like test tube meat is going to be a big problem for you then, yes?
I don't know about you, but I wouldn't drive one of those fucking woke mobiles.
Do you know how to drive?
I have a chauffeur. I fly, for Christ's sake. I mean, what do I need with a car?
I don't know. I don't know what you're doing. I don't know.
The only thing I've ever done in a car is
you were just eating people, and you looked kind of like a fuzzy wuzzy. So I don't know what you're about. Okay, would you rather fight a horse-sized Jesus or 100 duck-sized Jesus?
Hold on, I am a bit hungry. Let me go back to my snacking phase. Let me go back. I'm having a snack again. This is much better. Tons of mice. You taste delicious. And look, I can see his toes. There's tons of mice's toes.
I would say we need to know how many Jesuses. One big horse-sized Jesus or like a bunch of little Jesuses, and why?
Well, first of all, go to Mexico. There's a lot of little Jesuses there.
Oh my God. Not on woke day, Satan.
You know, there's nothing tastier than a Jesus. Jesus, on the other hand, you know, interesting fellow. We hang out. We play a little squash here and again. Well, we go out and we bag a few hotties over at the Blue Dolphin. You know, it's just usually a typical swinging Saturday night for me and the old G's.
So
it
are
is
you guys
interesting, though, that you guys think he's white.
Or
he's my boy. He's certainly not a white guy, though. I mean,
well, no, yeah, that is another, like, lots of things got lost in white nationalism, so that was one of them. So
white nationalism, one of my favorite things I ever created.
I mean,
quite a successful campaign,
I
wouldn't
was
you
gonna
say?
say it's pretty successful time and again, despite all of our best efforts. So,
and the best part about it is the white nationalists will tell you that they're not even white nationalists.
Yeah, and they will say it's about Jesus. So that's really fun also.
Yeah,
just kind of
Jesus and I have a few laughs about that one all the time.
Okay, so then also, are you responsible for the careers of Shia LaBeouf, Justin Bieber, and Miley Cyrus? All of them, none of them, some of them?
Now, this is a question that they can't all be 10s. Okay? Satan has an off day once in a while. This is the man who brought you Corey Lewandowski. You know, I've brought you Shia LaBeouf. I brought you Molly Ringwald, for crying out loud. I mean, they can't all be winners.
Oh. Okay. Well, I mean, so some of them yes, some of them no. Okay.
I plead the fifth, citing your Constitution.
I get it. Does that apply to, like, Satan? Are you a U.S. citizen? Are you a person?
I will tell you, though, before I get off of that topic, my favorite creation ever was definitely Dustin Diamond, a.k.a. Screech Powers. You know, he was quite an amazing specimen of humanity. So
that
I take
is a
full
word.
credit for that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So read and rap again. Oh wait, I have a question. Okay, since you did you've dabbled in rap, and also records. How did you what was your inspiration for playing like records backwards and hearing satanic messages?
First of all, a few years after that, Suge Knight kicked me out of the fucking record industry. You think I'm a bad fucker. Suge Knight is one bad motor scooter. But I sat there one day back in the late 70s, and I was listening.
Mm-hmm.
I was listening to a little Neil Diamond. You guys seem to think he's some sort of big swinging dick out there in the United States. And I thought to myself, I said, Lucy, Self, Beelzebub, Hades, Morning Star.
Also Pluto. That was news to you though, but
there's got to be. I keep telling you, you're wrong about Pluto. Pluto is the god of the sea.
We're going to have to agree to disagree.
He would eat with his mouth open and say, "Sea? Seafood." So anyway, I'm sitting back there, and I thought to myself, what's the best way to infiltrate the minds of the youth of America? This blessed land of golden wheat and pretty birds. I thought to myself, there's only one way that I can beat Jesus at this game. Because, he and I, we're pals. We have this little rivalry going on.
Okay.
And I said, AC/DC, there it is. These guys, they run around on stage. They scream. People love them. Women swoon for them. They have all types of roadies. They had almost as many roadies as I do. Jeez Louise. So I had said to myself, the best way to do this is to write things backwards.
Okay.
Because God always, a lot of people may not know this, but God is a little dyslexia. So reading for God is a little bit tough. I mean, you may have noticed a few times that whenever it came time to write a book of the Bible, that it wasn't actually the big guy himself who wrote it.
Yeah,
he
okay.
Kind of
subcontracted. Yeah.
He subcontracted that stuff out. So he never was going to take the time to go and read, and read what I wrote backwards on the back of all of those lithographs as they laser etched those records. And so when the kids would listen to AC/DC, which of course stands for Antichrist and Devil's Children.
Yeah.
And then every person who's ever listened to AC/DC, with the exception of Liz Cheney, is now one of my acolytes. I had Liz for a while, and she seems to have wandered away from me.
Okay, all right. Well, I mean that makes sense. That makes sense.
You do realize, Lindsay, that because you're wearing red lipstick, you're going to hell.
You know what? I'm okay with that because I do prefer warm over cold. And a lot of the people that say they're going to heaven, well, you said Jehovah's Witnesses. I'm sure they're nice, but that sounds awful, to be honest. So I'm okay with it. I'm going to have a great time, actually.
I have enough time for one more question.
Okay, if anybody has a burning question,
I've got a big orgy with Aphrodite I have to get to.
I don't believe for 1 second you can pull Aphrodite, but we'll let that go.
Not the real Aphrodite, the one who played Aphrodite in the Kevin Sorbo show.
Oh, here we go. Tons of Mice wants to know, Satan, do you still have my reservation for a seat by the fire in hell? Also, I bet he wants to know how many. Oh.
No, I don't. And I have bad news for you, Tons of Mice. You had that seat reserved. Kenneth Copeland outbid you, buddy. And I have to say, every time I watch the intro to this show, but I love this show because you and that fool Dutch, you keep bringing all of these, you keep turning all of these good, God-fearing MAGA Republicans. You keep talking to them with your science and your facts. and they
They hate
flip over
that.
to the Democratic side, and then they fall right into my hot little hands. And then they end up like this poor sap in my mouth.
I'm gonna say, hey, we like AOC, I guess, just getting more snacks for Satan. What are your holiday plans, Satan?
Well, actually, I only celebrate the religious aspects of Christianity. I mean, this is definitely the Lord's holiday, and on this day, I celebrate the birth of my best pal, Jeez.
That's fun.
Born on
Birthday
this
party?
day. Yeah,
I
we're
mean,
gonna
in
hang
2
out
days. Yeah, hey.
Dave and Buster's is open on Christmas Day. We hang out over at Dave and Buster's, play a little skee ball. See who's gonna win this year's Madden competition. We have a lot of fun with it. Santa Claus once in a while will join us, and we'll have a good old time. I'll take Mrs. Claus out to the woodshed and have my way with her, and then we go back on our Barry Willow.
That one's south, everybody. That one's south. Jesus Christ. Thank you, Satan. We really appreciate this exclusive pre-Christmas interview.
Well, guys, I'd like to listen. I will tell you one thing as I part. Merry, Merry Christmas to you all, because anyone who doesn't say Merry Christmas, see you soon.
Thank you so much, Satan. I hope Dutch is okay. Maybe he's still crawling a wall, which I like. If he is, I want to see it. Oh, hey, Dutch! You're back. You made it.
I feel weird. Like I feel like I'm like fading in and out of reality.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on.
It was crazy.
What happened?
We had.
I thought.
There was a whole interview with the devil.
Can we get to the exorcism? I mean, the fans have probably.
I know everyone's. Well, you missed it. You absolutely, completely missed it.
Why are my teeth black?
Yeah, well, that's probably some residual like Satan. We hope your face gets better.
What are you talking? What's wrong with my face?
We had a great time with Satan. I'm really sorry you missed it, to be honest.
What, do I look like a hillbilly or what in this? Hey, Lindsay, you wanna go grab a cocktail over at the Pump and Munch?
Dutch was never the same again. Oh, look, your eyes were black. Wait, turn your head. No, that way. Like, go that way. No, wrong way. Other way. Ah, there we go. Yes. We did it. Oh, Mikey, cut that for us. There we go. Oh, he's climbing walls, everyone. You guys, this was magical. And you saw it here first. You saw it live. Everyone else can see the repeat, but you saw it live. That was phenomenal. We had a great time. Satan is not up on his mythology, though, which is really interesting. So I guess he can't know all the things. So
maybe he just made a mistake.
Yeah.
Maybe he knows better than you do, though, too.
I mean, that could be it. Absolutely.
He did hang out with those people. But, Winston Churchill said, what will the history books say about me? Only good things, because I'll be the one to write them.
There you go. Exactly.
So, no, seriously, though, can we get to the exorcism?
I know. I'm sorry. I'm sad you missed it. You can watch it, though. I'll have Mikey cut it. It was really good.
Interesting.
There was a snack time.
If you don't want to do it, that's fine with me. I mean, just tell me you don't want to do it.
Now you can tell your wife there's no devil in you. If you don't like the song, it's because it's, so repetitious. And if you have to hear it again, you're going to lash out irrationally. But it's not the devil.
Did he confirm he was leaving?
I mean, basically, we kind of told him goodbye. But, now you're back. So you guys, it seems like you can't be in the same space at the same time. So.
Yeah.
I know. Satan technically saved Dutch. And saved your mental health.
I'll tell you what, I'm going to make a promise to the reader because I didn't know that okay, so the skit's over now. I didn't think of doing that until halfway through. I'm going to tell you what. We will do another exorcism. We'll do another conversation. Actually, I don't need to be exorcised because Lindsay's exorcisms are so effective that they worked. Clearly.
And I want you to see the devil too.
Right. But we will invite him back. I can get him on stream and I'll be here also. So it'll be the three of us. And we'll have a little interview with him.
Perfect.
And this time it'll be we'll have it all prepared before
we can get some more questions. Yeah.
And
we can ask him some policy questions.
And there's no better time to have the devil back on, of course, than Easter. So I mean, sounds like
be a holiday tradition. Also, maybe like Valentine's Day forever. Strawberry Fairy, no, no. It might seem like that. We aren't really Satan people. There was a whole long story of Dutch's wife was potentially going to say, because he didn't like a song, that the devil was in him. So we had an exorcism and had a conversation with the devil for funsies. No, we're not Satan people. It's a skit. Yeah, it's a skit. It was for fun.
No, the devil was actually here. I believe it. Actually, I'm pretty convinced.
Yeah, he absolutely was here. He gave us lots of information. Yeah. So don't ask him to bring ice cream to a party though. We learned that. Or the dinosaurs. The dinosaurs, that still seemed like a touchy subject, to be honest. So
I have some questions I'd like to ask. Like, I would like to know the mathematics of the ark. And I'm sure that he can tell us those things.
I would say we can make a list. Like, just on the spot, I couldn't think of all the things, but we can make a list of all of the things he's going to do. So I'm just relieved that he's not going to kill everyone in Missouri. So, like, phew for them and me. Like,
well,
glad we sorted that out.
If there's a fate worse than death, it'd be being from Missouri.
It's true. It's true. But I'm glad they won't die so Mormons can have their houses. That always seemed just not really fair for me. So
that's right. Lindsay, you owe the fans two things. One of them would be your socials, and the other would be the thing that they came for as we close out.
The ASMR. Okay, here, I'm just going to type. So I'm Socialistly Awkward on TikTok and Instagram.
Yeah, and if you guys are not following Lindsay on TikTok, shame on you. It's Socialistly socialist with LY at the end. And the word awkward.
And then
you can
here's
see her
my
every
Twitter.
day.
Here's my Twitter because it's slightly different. It's like Socialistly kind of awkward because it wouldn't let me use all of the letters. So yeah, Socialistly Awkward. Come check it out. We're having a good time. Maybe TikTok's going to get banned. Then you'll just have to catch me on my other socials. But yeah.
Well, you can always do reels. But Lindsay also, I don't dictate things here, but I am going to say a very nice sugar-laced please to Lindsay. Lindsay and maybe you and one other person, I don't know. Somebody's got to do our TikTok shit because I never do TikTok. So maybe we'll pass that along to you and Anna or something like that.
Yeah, we just need to pull clips and then play them.
Yeah.
That's what we need to do.
So we have to this would be a good this one tonight would be a good one. And then you guys have in about, what is it, 3 weeks, you're going to do a ladies stream with you, Anna.
Yes, on January 11th. We're going to do a ladies stream.
And Amani.
Mm-hmm. So come see that. So we'll just, so totally with TikTok, we just need to start clipping and posting, and that's how we're going to get people here. So.
Perfect. Well, let's, we'll be on that.
Mike, you can't come.
You guys, do you guys celebrate Christmas in your house, or do you just do the Santa Claus part, or
Oh yeah, no, I mean, we do presents and stuff. I have to work tomorrow on Christmas, so we did Christmas yesterday. But yeah, we do presents and food and.
You nurses, games, you're so
movies.
High maintenance with your, having to
I
work.
know, having to work every holiday. Yeah.
I don't know what day of the week January 11th is. I have no
I'm pretty
fucking
sure
idea.
it's a Thursday. I would think a Thursday.
Yeah. Okay. Well, there you
But
go.
maybe
There's
not.
that. And then we will. So we will go over. We'll let Lindsay do her ASMR, and then we will go over. Mikey, are
right.
you on? If you're not on, get on. And we'll go do a little raid of the Mikey Famine skate.
Yeah, here we go. Okay, we'll do some ASMR. Does my mic pick this up?
Yeah.
Thank you so much for tuning into our show. We had an exorcism. Exorcism. Exorcism.
All right. So.
Oh no, I've got to do my favorite one. This is my favorite trigger. Thanks so much, guys. Have a Merry Christmas or Happy Holidays, whatever you celebrate.
All right.
there you
So
go.
we're gonna do. We'll do, Lindsay. Thank you so much. We will see you in a week.
See you guys.
All right, guys. So we will raid another show here. I don't see HR on. I do see Ravana on, and she raided us the other day, so I think it's fair that we repay her too. But I definitely want to raid HR also. So stick out with us for a second. Say hi to Ravana. She gave us a big raid the other day. So that'll start in about, I don't know, 7 seconds. So stick with us for a sec, say hello, and have a great fucking holiday weekend, whatever you guys celebrate, however you celebrate it. Just have a good weekend with your family. And if you're depressed around this time of year, you are worthy, you mean something, and we love you here. So take care, guys.